Hello everyone, happy Wednesday. I am finally almost done with school. I just have one final exam to take within the next couple of days. I also wanted to announce something. So I was rereading my old notes, like my business goals last year, and that included going back to school. And one of them was the way I wanted to do YouTubes. Now, I started doing YouTubes probably like about 5 years ago, and it's been kind of like I've been kind of doing the same thing for the last 5 years. It was a little different when I first started. So since I'm studying psychology and I haven't gotten my AA yet, so I can't like do any like diagnosis on here. Like I can't say, oh yeah, you probably have depression or you have anxiety or whatever. Like I'm not gonna do that, but these are gonna be like mini tarot therapy sessions. Like I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna think about what I'm gonna call it. But anyways, I'm going to like pull away from focusing on love. Like I know we all want love, and I did a reading for a lady in person, and you know, there was like this message of there is this possibility of love coming in, but right now the universe wants to focus on you. But her viewpoint was, oh, like who is it? Like, is it someone I know? Like, I want to know, like, who is it, when they're coming, and all that stuff. And it's like, I'm not channeling that specifically right now, and that message is not coming clear because your spirit guides in the universe wants you to focus on becoming what it is that you want to attract, right? That's all about what it is becoming the vibrational match for what you want to attract. And how do you do that? Well, I was told by someone that you write a list of what you want, like you say what you want in a partner, and then you go and become that. So if you want someone to spoil you, or you want someone to take you out on dates, you want someone to do these certain things for you, go do it yourself. Go take yourself on a date. Go spoil yourself. I love spoiling myself. I'll be like, okay, you know what? I just did a tarot reading and I'm sitting here all for this X amount of time, and you know, I want to go buy a coffee. You know, you have to spend money in order to make money. That is my new motto for 2026. You got to spend money to make money. This is the year where we let go of holding on so tightly to our money. Instead, we want to create a safe space for our money. And so I asked the universe, like, allow me to create a safe space for this money that I know that's coming in. Help me nurture it, help me protect it, help me make it grow, right? That's the intention that I set for when money is coming in. And I know it's coming in because it already has. Ask, believe, receive. That's also a new motto I am living by. So we're going to pull cards and we're going to see what the universe or your spirit guides are wanting you to focus on, and whatever. This is going to be a free 99 mini guidance therapy session, whatever you want to call it. Still don't know what I'm going to call it. The name has not channeled to me yet, but we will see. So we're going to start with this is called the Wild Unknown Archetype. The Destroyer. There's that card for you. The Destroyer. Let's just pull some out and see. Well, I'm going to pull like 3 Kairos. That reminds me of like the throat chakra. something about intuition. We'll read them in the book. And you have the empty room. The empty room. Alright, so first we're going to start with the Destroyer. Just be patient with me while I look these up. Oh, something. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, the Destroyer. Alright, the Destroyer, the final of the 3 archetypes in the trio of existence, has necessary yet painful work to do in the world. Culturally, we have an aversion to endings, and we hang on to the permanent as a signifier of success. Yet the Destroyer pulls the rug out from underneath relationships, jobs, homes, and all forms of security. It's the part of us that wants things to end. Its painful orientation is to uncover our true purpose. The Destroyer does not let us linger long in comforts, as it knows not much happens in that realm. With its piercing eyes, it seeks out stagnancy from a distance, and the rest becomes history. In the old myths, this is a moment when heads begin to roll, the ground opens up, and castles crumble. Hold on for the ride, the Destroyer has arrived. So this is like giving tower energy in tarot, or it's divine intervention. So right now, you currently could be holding on to a specific situation, a specific job, or a specific relationship that the universe is trying to pull you away from. And I feel like for me, like I avoided this because I'm at the point on my journey where it does take me a little while to end things, but now I'm having more self-awareness where I'm like, okay, the universe is showing me the real intentions of this situation or this person. Like, the masks are coming off. I can finally see this for what it is. I'm not seeing it through the seven of cups energy, where it's like that beautiful dream, that beautiful illusion where everything looks pretty far away, but once you get a really good close at it, it's not as it seems. That is the energy that's coming through. So whatever this is, place it to your specific situation. If you don't feel happy at a job right now, what are you going to do to change that? I was just listening to a song by NF called Real, or I can't remember what, or Remember, whatever, I don't know what it's called, but in the song he says, you're working a job you don't like, so what are you going to do to change that, right? Like, that's telling the universe that you're settling for what you really, for less than what you really want, for what you know that you deserve. And if you want these new things to come in, if you want money to come in, if you want the love of your life to come in, like, you got to create space for that. Like, within like your physical space, like if it's too crowded, if you have too many things, what are you going to do to like get rid of those things, right? Or even like in your physical body, right? Like if you're having blocks, like try to clear those blocks. Meditate, or even Reiki is wonderful for clearing those blocks, which I do that. I offer Reiki. Haven't had the chance to do Reiki in person yet because my main focus right now is just doing tarot readings. So that is for whoever this is, whatever is in your life that you know is the universe is trying to take it away from you. You can resist having the rug ripped out from under you if you just acknowledge it and just like surrender it and let it go. Okay, now we have Kairos. Some Greek god is what I'm feeling with this. What are we at the end? Okay, so we all have had the experience of timelessness of life beyond the ticking of the clock. It may have felt as standing still, slow motion, or losing track of time on a walk or in a lovely conversation. This is known as mythical time, and it is a territory of Kairos. This card suggests that there is a secondary time continuum that goes beyond an earthly clock and schedules. Within this non-linear realm, we access divine timing. A single moment ripens with auspiciousness, and our actions change the trajectory of our whole life. Time begins a living thing that watches over us and tells us precisely when to speak or act. When this card appears, it's all about patience and precision. No clock can guide you. Wait for the rush of inner knowing and not a moment longer. Sorry. It's all about divine timing. You know, I've had clients who have reached out and asked for a tarot reading, but they don't understand divine timing. So they're like, oh, well, like, I'm just going to ask the other tarot reader if she's available. And I'm like, okay, like, because you're rushing it, the message you're going to get is probably not going to be the message that you were meant to hear at the exact time, or it's not going to make sense, or you're just telling the universe that you just want things like right away. You want the answers right away, right? And it sucks. Like, I can't explain that to them. Like, they just have to figure that on their own, and I just accept it as, okay, I wasn't meant to help this person, you know, and that's fine. Like, that's for them to understand, and for me to understand, okay, this wasn't the time that I was supposed to help this person or a person in general, right? So you gotta understand, like, yes, we live in a muggle world there's a muggle time. Like, we gotta be on time for certain things in this muggle world. But when it comes to the spiritual world, when it comes to, like, what you're manifesting or calling in things, it's all about divine timing, right? Like, for example, when you're ordering something on Amazon or online, and it says the ship date that it's gonna be delivered, like, you're not going to keep checking it unless, like, you're really impatient, but you were told the specific time that it was going to arrive, and then you just trust that your order is going to come on time, and you just go about your day. You don't constantly sit there waiting, like, checking on your phone, okay, like, is it going to come today? No, it's not going to come today. It said it was going to come on this day, and the universe is going to prolong that because you weren't patient enough. You didn't trust when it was going to be delivered. So now you're pushing it further. There's going to be a delay. Expected a delay to happen with what you ordered because you didn't trust. And this card also speaks to, like, it'll come when you're a vibrational match and in alignment with it. So if you are manifesting, like, the most simplest thing, like peace and happiness, but you're constantly stuck in this mentality that nothing is working out for you, and this always happens, and you're just not happy, like, you're always going to attract situations that align with your mindset, that align with your emotions. And that is what you're going to get. You're not going to experience peace and happiness because right now in this moment, you don't feel peace and you don't feel happiness. And then we wonder, okay, so why am I not manifesting this? And the universe is saying you're not in alignment with this. And so that's why we have the destroyer. The destroyer is coming in to remove those excessive thoughts and those excessive feelings and emotions that aren't in alignment with who you are trying to become and what you are trying to call in. Okay, now we have the empty room. So look at this book to see where it is. $190. Okay. The empty room haunts us all. It is a universal and all too frequent feeling of lack, of wanting, of caving to fill ourselves with something, anything. We too often attempt to remedy the discomfort of the empty room by any means necessary, leading us to a culture of more. Ironically, the empty room is filled to the brim with potential, yet we perceive it as not enough. This card is a cry for patience, for sitting with the barren walls of not knowing, for awaiting true vision and purpose before attaching to what we should do next to save our outward appearance. Be with the nothingness, be with the impatient. The empty room has immense power. Let others wonder what you are doing. If you can settle into the magic of emptiness, you will soon hear its whispers of wisdom. Isn't that what we were all talking about? Like, being in alignment with what it is you are calling in. And even if you are sitting here and it seems like nothing is going on, like nothing is happening, and the universe is like forcing you in situations to just sit by yourself and to feel whatever it is you're feeling, because emotions is a big part of calling in what it is that you want. There's this song, it's called Ace of Cups, and I mentioned this before, and it was saying how like your emotions are a big part of creating your own reality. And like I said earlier, if you're always in this depressive state, or like just, what was me, nothing's happening, you know, like that's what the universe is going to give you. And maybe, you know, right now, like plans are falling through, or you don't have enough money to go and do this fun thing, and you're forced to like be at home. Like, trust me, I have been there. I have tried to go out and do this thing and try to hang out with my friends, but you know, there's no way to like make that happen. And it's like the universe is saying, no, like you need to sit here, you need to quiet your mind, you need to pull yourself away from all the distractions and just allow yourself to feel whatever you feel in this present moment. Because we get so distracted by that outside noise. We always feel like when nothing is happening, we always have to do more to try to make whatever is not happening happen, if that makes sense. And it's like, no, you don't have to keep doing more. You don't have to keep working at whatever it is you're working on. You just have to allow the universe to work in your favor and allow things to work out, to just rest. Just rest. And even if you feel empty right now, the space around you feels empty, you know, I just found out, which makes so much sense, that month, you know, that May is a month of nothingness. Like, it's a perfect time for manifestation. Like, we're gonna have 2 full moons this month, and we just had a powerful new moon. It was a super new moon, which was crazy. So that was a very powerful and potent time. I did like 2 little spells. Well, 1 little spell, 1 big spell. Like, I manifested, and I'm very clear on what it is that I'm manifesting. And I'm gonna wait for those to come in, because you have to be very specific with what you're manifesting with the universe. Because sometimes if you're not, like, little offers, bits and pieces of what you want will come in, and you have to be able to use discernment. Like, am I going to accept this offer? Is this everything that I want with this manifestation? Like, or is it just like barely what I want? And am I just going to accept that because I don't believe that what I want is going to come in? Because if you take that little offer that's not really what you want, and you take it, you're telling the universe you are settling for less than what you want, and you're telling the universe that you don't trust that what you want is, that you're deserving of it. Like, it's like, no, this is not what I want. Like, you can offer the, you know, little things about what it is to me, and it could be very close to what I want, but it's not exactly what I want. And I'm going to wait until it is exactly what I want, whether that be a person, whether that be a job, whether that be like a business proposition or an offer or whatever. You know, you gotta get like really specific about what it is you want. Okay, I feel like I'm falling asleep. I went to bed late last night. I could not go to sleep for some reason. Okay, so we're gonna start with that. We're going to pull a few tarot cards. And right now my main focus with tarot readings is I want to do them online. I want people to book appointments with me. They're fun to do them in person, and Saturdays are like my busiest days for people that want readings because it's mostly people from out of town. And so I will do that for them because they're out of town. And I'm like, you know, if this is your first tarot reading, what a cool experience. You get to do a tarot reading in person, and I'm lucky I get to do that with you. But for people who are local, like, I prefer you guys to just book an appointment with me so that I can tap into the energy, because that way you'll get an even clearer message from me. Like, I'll actually have time to like tap into your message and what the energy is versus like doing it on spot. Like, this is all energy, and yes, I can do it on spot, but the message is not going to be clear. And then also, like, you gotta understand, if you're gonna get a full reading, like, you have to understand that the message is going to take longer for, you know, for me to convey and for me to channel to you. So you gotta be able, you gotta like set a good amount of time aside. Like, it's not your typical tarot reading where I'm just gonna tell you what you want to hear or whatever. Like, no, I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear and what your spirit guides are telling you. And it's not always gonna be about love. We always want to focus on love when it comes to tarot. It's like there's so many more important things to focus on right now in your life. Anyways, with that said, before this gets any longer, let's pull some tarot cards. We're going to use my Spirit Song Tarot deck. You have the Eight of Feathers, which is the Eight of Swords, and it says Courage and Solutions. This deck is like the opposite of the traditional Rider-Waite, right? You know, you have someone who is stuck with all these swords around them, but they're not really around them, and they're blindfolded, and you can just take that blindfold off and stop being stuck in your mind. So with the Eight of Feathers, which is the Eight of Swords, you have the solutions that you seek outside of yourself. You don't have to constantly be in your mind, because swords represents mental energy, right? It's the mind. It's also an insight. So whatever solutions you are seeking right now, the universe is going to provide you that insight, but you have to be able to not overthink this. We tend to overthink things, you know, because at the time we receive that insight, it doesn't make sense to us. Our ego tries to mix that message and tries to, you know, confuse you, and it's like, does that make sense? How does that make logical sense? It doesn't make logical sense. Like, your ego wants it to be logical, right? While your intuition just like wants you to just like trust it. Like, if it feels good in your soul, this feels like it resonates with you, and you're like, yeah, I like this a lot. Like, okay, so go do that. Why are you letting your ego tell you otherwise? Stop overthinking it. You have the courage to stop overthinking it. The sun. Look, there's that clarity and insight right there. The truth. The sun resembles truth. Vitality and joy. Okay, if you're overthinking your situation right now, like, I really feel like someone here is trying to just manifest like pure joy and pure happiness and just like peace. I mean, that's what I'm trying to manifest too, you know? And it's like, how can you go and create that, right? You have all the tools. The sun here, the sun energy, you have it already. It's within you. That light is within you already. So access it. Pull it out from deep inside of you and radiate that joy and that happiness that's within you already. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Use that courage within you to embrace it. You have the King of Feathers, which is says logic and justice. See, there's that logic, the King of Swords energy. You know, the King of Swords is a very logical person. He uses logic. He doesn't lean on just his intuition. But when it comes to leaning on your intuition, you balance it with the logic. Does this make sense? Yes. Okay. So my intuition's telling me that I should go do this. I should go take that opportunity. I should, you know, go and do something that makes me happy. And it's logical because my soul resonates with it. This is going to bring me this energy that I'm trying to call in, so I'm going to do it. Or does this situation, does this person bring me joy and happiness? No. They're disrupting my peace. They're not bringing me happiness right now. So why am I investing my energy in this? Use that logical sense in your mind. Like, okay, this is not making any sense. This does not resonate with me. It does not bring me joy. It does not bring me happiness. So I'm going to let it go. And if you don't do that, what if you have the first card, the Destroyer? The universe is going to drag your ass. And it's not going to be fun. Trust me, I have had 3 at least 2 major, really big tower moments where the universe had to take everything away from me, and it was not fun. Okay? It was not fun. But I made it through it. I was being stubborn. I was not using that logical mind, that my King of Swords, the sword, my sword of truth, to cut through the illusions. And I'm a Scorpio, so I'm really stubborn. We're the sign of transformation, but it's forced transformation. It's never like, okay, like, I know I need to do some transformation right now. Like, I'm ready. It's like, no, wait for the very last second, and then I will, because I know I have to, because I keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again, and I'm tired of my own bullshit, and I'm tired of doing the same thing over and over again, and I'm ready for the next level. So help me, you know, get to the next level, push me towards the next level. And you gotta drop that mask and see beyond the illusions that we want to see versus what we need to see. So that is a message today. If this makes sense to you and you want to dive deeper into your energy and see like what steps you need to take next, like, let's do that. And I would be more than happy to do that for you. And I would prefer it to be online because I get to record a video for you and send it to you. How cool is that? But also know I have very limited spots. Only work a certain amount of days, and I also have in-person clients as well. Let's just end it on this one on a happy note for you guys. Surrender, Dark Night of the Soul. What do we have? That first Destroyer card. Someone's here going through a dark night of the soul. Good luck, babe. Reunion, reconciling differences. Ooh, a reunion? This Dark Night of the Soul is going to push that reunion. Take that how that resonates. If you see 1-1, that is your confirmation that you need to surrender, because this Dark Night of the Soul is going to be harder than it needs to be. Like I said earlier, your ass is going to be dragged across the floor. And then someone here, this Dark Night of the Soul is going to like catalyze or be a catalyst for this reunion. 10-10 is going to be your confirmation for that. Alright, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.